Okay, we're back. We have another breakdown. This is an older one, I think from 2018. It's for Lachlan, Giles, Oliver Taza. I haven't seen this one. It was kind of sent to me to do a breakdown on. It's good because I like both these guys. They're both very technical. I learned a lot from watching their matches. So I'm curious to see how this goes. If you haven't yet, click the link in the description where you can get access to all the strength and conditioning programs for the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground. And you can also submit your own footage to be broken down. So let's get started here. Okay. All right, so we got some Oliver Taza, Lachlan, Giles. All right, we're good to go. I don't suspect I'll see a lot of wrestling here. May see a little bit, but especially Lachlan has a really good guard. We'll see how long they take to get to the ground here. That wasn't very long. Let's basically say it looked like an ankle pick. So we're going to Lachlan's a bit of in a wrestle up position here. He does have his left arm through the outside leg of Oliver Taza here, and this can turn into if Oliver actually backs up, or if Lachlan's able to cut an angle, he can actually wrestle up from here with the single, or he can start to play some maybe some false reap positions. And Oliver kind of jumps to get connection with the head. You should always do this in general when you are passing. Like reaching for the head really is, especially with an overhook like this, any kind of crossface or overhook, more entering into like a cradle position, because this is it could enter into a cradle position if Lachlan's not careful here. But if once you get connection with it with the head, it makes your passing much more effective. So just want to point that out. Lachlan is going to the false reap here. So now he has a gable grip, his hands clasped together right here. And he's throwing his top leg, his outside leg there over top. And he's going to go to a false reap position, in which his head will start to go between the legs here of Oliver. He's going to try to get to like an inverted position to a backside position, backside leg lock position. Could be backside honey hole or backside 50-50. So one of the two. So we can see a better angle here now. You can see the reap over here. So that's reap through. He's got the arm pass through here. And there he goes. His head's starting to go between the legs. Oliver is it's really interesting. He's kind of tripoding up there. I mean, this was 2018 as well. So maybe, I suspect there wasn't too many people dealing with this yet in high level. But certainly people knew about it. I think there wasn't as much study on the position yet. Still fairly new. I could be completely wrong. I mean, I've trained since 2005, but so I think it's a fairly new position, past 10 years. Okay, he's still not letting go of that false reap. It's actually really difficult. Once Lachlan gets that top leg over into the false reap position, it's actually pretty difficult to disengage here. Because look how Lachlan kind of follows him up there. He's starting to stand up. He loses the grip. Oliver jumps back, frees his leg. He's starting to frame on the leg here, which is what he should do to free his knee line. Lachlan is either going to come forward and try to basically, there'll be a scramble. There it is. So there's a scramble. We'll see. Turn this all the way down here. All right, so basically just a lot of hand fighting, pawing at the head. This is very, very popular back then. Just it still is, still works. Our arm drag, trying to get to the body lock, slides through, get him to the ground. That was really interesting. It was just an arm drag, and he just kept spinning, and then he kind of changed level to try to grab for the leg, and it knocked Lachlan down. And Lachlan's probably okay pulling guard here. Went into a De La Hiva there for a second. Now he's back up. Lachlan switched to a single. Has the single. And Oliver's looking for appeared to be a judo toss here, but his leg's on the outside now. Going for the back. There we go. So he went for a shot to try to take the back, but Lachlan turned into him, and he got to a full guard. straight into an armbar position. So Oliver has a really good angle here. You can see he's angled off, so this is good. He already has anytime you can produce an angle in your full guard, this is a good thing. You can start to actually make things difficult for the person on top. He's just kind of controlling posture here. Oliver's controlling posture. Now he's posting his outside leg here on the hip, trying to get some distance so that he can get his legs more activated. Close the guard up again. Now Oliver's starting to attack the hands. Pulled him in with his knees there to get him at an angle. Controlling his posture. Now he's trying to go up into maybe a bump sweep or Kimura type position, maybe a rack guard. There's a Kimura possibly trying to peel that arm away. Get a straight arm. There's a straight arm if he can get extension, but he can't. He still has that good angle with his knees. You can see his knees are pointing to the right here. This is good. So, this is always really good. Technically speaking, he's really, cutting the angle here. He can start throwing up arm bars and triangles and all kinds of things at this angle. Kimura attacks. You can do a lot of things from here. It's just Lachlan has a really good base here. Very aware of all the positions. So I like that Oliver's really attacking this arm here, looking for that straight arm. If he can get that straight arm and get, turn to his left, it's got to peel that arm, Lachlan's arm straight. There. See how he turned his head to the left, and he's looking to peel the arm straight. Lachlan follows here. Kind of scrambled to the left to try to line up with his back up with his arm. He doesn't want to get overextended. Okay, so now he's Oliver, he's kind of stacking Oliver here. Oliver's going to start to spin. All right, so there's a big stack here. So this is actually pretty interesting. So Lachlan kind of went to a stacking position to kind of get over committed to open the guard, and this is a good strategy because it can be rather difficult to open somebody's closed guard. But in doing so and opening the guard, Oliver was able to turn and get on top, which is fine because Lachlan here has De La Riva. You can see the grip right here. That was a good camera cut there. So he's got a De La Riva position. Oliver stepped out of the De La Riva position. Going back to the false sweep, you can see he's going to the false sweep position here. Problem is that he doesn't have his right arm through the leg yet. He probably has his left arm here grabbing the foot, like more of like a reverse De La Riva position. He does have that top leg thread through. And then Oliver goes to a leg drag here. He's going to a leg drag. It looks like he's about to sit to a leg lock. He thought about it for a second. Did do a back step. So you can see Oliver here looking for a back step into honey hole position. He can't clear that knee line though. Lachlan put his right arm into the inside here, which basically blocks off Oliver's left knee here from passing over the knee line. If Lachlan hadn't done that, then Oliver would have achieved a honey hole position on Lachlan. Faked a little bit of a Kimura threat there. There he goes. He kind of pressure in to kind of stack Lachlan, but really what he was looking for is this ankle here. Lachlan's still thinking about some De La Riva stuff here, holding this leg. Okay, boom. So he got the outside ankle lock position, sat back, straight back. Now he's throwing his leg over, his left leg over. It's going to create a reaping position, possible reaping position. Some people, I call it the Sambo knot position because that's when I first saw it many years ago. Excuse me, it was called the Sambo knot. People call it like Z-lock now or something like that. I mean, there's all kinds of different names for everything. But essentially, it's the legs on the outside here, like an ankle lock position, and your left leg starts to reap the leg if the foot's in your left armpit. Good. So now Oliver has control reaping position of the outside leg here. He let go because he opted to control the second leg. And this is typically a good idea. Like as a general rule, whenever you go into a leg lock, you should be hunting for the second leg just so that you can get control of the position. Usually people can start to escape leg locks. Not all of them, but typically they can escape leg locks much easier if the second leg is not controlled. If you just kind of start going for the first leg and they have decent leg lock defense, then they can move. They're more mobile. If you grab the second leg and you control the second leg, much harder to move. So now we're locked in. You can see Oliver has a ankle lock grip on the right leg. He has a reaping position on the other leg. So now Lachlan is a bit stuck here. He's keeping his legs stiff here. This is good. Bit of a leg lock defense. And then Oliver's going to go inverted. Possibly cross the foot over. No, he's going to keep the foot on the same side. He's trying to create a bend. The reason why he was grabbing that foot there is possibly trying to create a bend in Lachlan's leg. For Sambo not positioned to work, you really need a bend in that leg. He switched to the leg to the other side. Oliver took Lachlan's leg from the outside to the inside, which would have gave him the honey hole position for inside heel hook. But in doing so, he lost control of the position, mainly because he lost control of the outside leg. Lachlan achieved his guard. So it's a good defense on Lachlan's part, just a stiff leg. So now they're going back up. Tie up. Messing with the head. Palming at the head. Or pawing at the head. I missed what happened there. Camera angle. But it looks like he jumped to guard. Kind of got a head and arm and then jumped to a guard. It seems to be a decent strategy when he does this. Oliver does this. He gets an angle like he wants, almost like he wants to set up like a hip toss or something. Then he sits to guard. But when he sits to guard, he ends up in a really good angle when he lands. And I suspect that when he lands in those angles, he can hit a lot of submissions, arm bars and triangles and all this stuff. So he's very active here. He's always attacking the hands. He's always attacking the posture. Always pushing and pulling with his legs. Looking to scoop the leg there. Possible K-guard stuff. Controlling the posture. Going over top of the head. Looking for a bump sweep. Possibly looking just for a bump. It's not even really a bump sweep. He's just trying to get a reaction. This is just trying to create some space so that he can, I was about to say, so he can scoot under the leg. Then maybe get to some kind of half guard or even a K guard. Now we're in half guard. He opted to go out. So he was going to play his guard, a little bit of half guard there, maybe a little bit of Z guard, but he opted to kind of just stand up. Lachlan didn't have enough connection. Okay, so this is good. So then we have a bit of a knee pick, blocking the knee, high elbow here, or high hand here, searching over top of the shoulder. You typically see these knee picks. The left hand, Oliver's left hand here would probably be reaching for the far shoulder, or like we call it, like flying, like his hand would be over here, and then the pick would be here, and then it would really toss Lachlan to the side. This is still effective because he's actually dropping Lachlan at an angle here. That was good. Lachlan went inverted. Look like Lachlan almost had a Uchimata there, but he landed. Looks like the knee pick won the day on that one. All right, so we have a little bit of this knee shield slash. Looks like he's trying to set up a false reap. You can see, like, as soon as Lachlan gets his grip on here, there's going to be some wrestling going on. If Oliver doesn't keep the pressure going on here, there's going to be a little bit of wrestling with Lachlan going forward, or a false reap. Oliver recognizes this, and he's keeping the outside leg from crossing over his leg right here. This is good. And he's keeping his foot bent back here. This will make it a little more difficult. But, I mean, he can still throw it over, but, it'd be ideal if his foot was not here, more on the inside. So now Lachlan's opting to go to a bit of a reverse de la Riva. Okay, now we're in fully into reverse de la Riva. He's going for the inversion again. Oliver blocks it by stopping the outside leg here. All these positions can be really controlled from the top person's perspective just by controlling that top leg. This leg, in order for Lachlan to spin in any kind of way, that outside leg really needs to be able to swing around. If you simply just control this foot, it can kind of mitigate a lot of the inversion issues that you may find with people that are really good with their guards. Or at a minimum, it slows them down or impedes them for a moment. Looking to pop over the head. That's funny. So Oliver just putting in pressure here. You can get connection with the head, but if he gets, see, the dilemma is that if he really starts putting connection to Lachlan's head here, he loses control with the legs, and so this is he's gonna be put off balance, and then possibly have to post his hands, and then Lachlan's gonna start to do spin under and do the things that he wants to do. So see, he spun under there, and Oliver just kind of backs out. Okay, Oliver's just really putting pressure in. And now, Lachlan's looking for possible, triangle entries or upper body attacks. You can see he starts grabbing the wrist, starts controlling the posture. His legs on the outside here, other legs on the outside. So you got to be real careful. Oliver has to be careful. See how Lachlan's legs. Okay, so now Oliver's okay here. He's controlling that outside leg again, and he has the leg pinned. So no issue with the body attacks here. Lachlan still has control of the posture. Kicking, yeah, I was about to say he's going to kick, but I couldn't see the hand on the other side there. So again, Oliver opts to go to this ankle lock grip and sit straight back. Like he wants the pass, but he grabs the ankle and sits straight back. He's probably going to go to a false reap. I'm sorry, not a false reap, to a reaping position here. I call it sambo knot position or Z-lock position. And now we're in a full reap. He's trying to control the foot here. The second leg. If he can get a hold of the second leg, then Lachlan cannot do what he's doing right now, which is spin. But as we can see, he doesn't quite have control of the second leg. He needs this in his armpit, more of like an ankle lock grip for Lachlan to stop Lachlan from doing this spin. But he didn't have it. So now he lost the leg. He lost the knee leg. Now he's going to go to the back. Now, that being said, I should point out that any kind of sambo knot position or Z-lock position with the leg reaping over, because the foot's on the outside, you're not going to really be looking at the knee line too much. You really don't have the knee line. You have a bend in the leg. It's the bend in the leg that keeps the person there. So when you get into these outside reaping positions, these sambo knot positions, and you're reaping that leg from the outside, it's very important to A, keep a bend in the leg, and B, get a hold of the second leg. If you don't do either one of those, then the person's going to get out and spin, and you end up in a position like this where it's going to be a scramble. But as you're losing the leg, obviously Lachlan's back is turned, and Oliver can have a chance to actually attack the back. But as you can see, it can be pretty easily stopped by somebody just comfortable with a guard. Lachlan just sat back to his guard. It appears that Oliver's going to try to do some sort of berimbolo or something. He opted not to do it and then got back on top. All right, so really technical so far, good stuff. This is a really good back and forth. Oh, look at that, it's Nicky Ryan. So again, Lachlan has left foot in, or left his left arm through, left outside leg going over top, trying to go over top of Oliver's outside leg, trying to get to a false reap position. I really like this frame here. This is a I use the same frame. This is a very effective frame for managing distance from the person playing guard, from the bottom person's perspective, to actually manage distance and to get the legs more involved. Okay, Lachlan's trying to scoop the leg here, trying to, again, go a little bit inverted. Bit of a reverse de la Hiva position here. So that's how he was reaching to kind of go spin underneath. Again, Lachlan's head's getting closer and closer. He's trying to spin under to get that angle. He has a good angle, but Oliver is very, very quick to recognize his position. Went to a single and then dropped. I want to see that again, actually. That happened really fast. So We see Oliver disengage here. Now, Lachlan sits up to go to a single leg, and Oliver recognizes this, and it appears that possibly he may be going to what would technically be like a scissor takedown type of thing, but Lachlan's not standing up yet. So we'll see if he drops here and got it falls to his shoulder. That's what it appears. Yeah, right there. So it is a scissor takedown type of position. Lachlan wasn't standing all the way up. So this is pretty interesting. He kind of just preemptively jumped to like a scissor sweep. But in doing so, you can end up in a really good leg position. He lost the leg here, which is really interesting because it was actually a pretty good entry. He lost the leg position, a little bit of Baron Now there's now it's just a scramble. Now Lachlan gets on top. So you can tell Oliver doesn't want to hang on the bottom too long. He wants to get up and be on top. It makes sense. Okay, now we're just tying up. We're just looking for a throw by. Getting a little tired here. You can imagine a little bit of arm drag. And tie up. Throw by. Over tie. Hand fighting. Okay, all this standard stuff. Okay, so leg drag to a leg hook here. You can see the leg that hooks around the ankle here. It's pretty standard stuff. You leg drag and then you wrap the leg here, the inside leg through, and then you just turn the corner. And basically, this is going to trap the person's ankle here to your knee. They can't step out, so they're going to fall. Now he has a single, and he just keeps pressuring forward. There we go. Lachlan immediately takes that forward pressure, uses that hook to kick him over. Possibly looking for a leg lock, but now he's going to go into a sit up to a single. That was a beautiful, beautiful transitions between the two guys. I mean, this is a good case in point for like wrestling up, like the power of like just wrestling up and not just conceding to your guard. I always tell like jiu-jitsu guys, typically they'll you don't see it as much anymore, but you used to see a lot of just guys like just conceding to just playing guard the whole time, even when they should be going forward and actually wrestling up. So it's a good study of just keep wrestling up from these positions that are not being controlled necessarily from top position. So that was good. He had a single. Lachlan switches to a body lock. As soon as Oliver felt that body lock, he went straight to an inversion. This is pretty standard. You go to an invert. You usually try to invert to the side, like a sideways invert, so that you can break the body lock grip. He went straight under himself. And he's going to see Lachlan was probably going to follow him here. And the right landed right on his head. Damn, I bet that hurt. So it lands right on his head. But now, you can see Oliver now is his back's to the mat. He's going to be okay here. Lachlan's going to try to do some Baron stuff here. Maybe crab ride. He still has a hold of the hips here. He wants to keep his hooks behind the knee pits here, and possibly let go of one arm and start to reach for the shoulder to get established back control. I would be surprised if he got it. He got back up to body lock. That's good. And then Oliver inverts again. And when Oliver inverts here, he's actually, you see this frame is very important. This frame on this shoulder here is keeping, distance here. Lachlan cannot get his head closer to the shoulder here. If Lachlan starts to get his head closer to, Lachlan gets his head closer to Oliver's head, then he's going to start to actually get to the back. But Lachlan's still holding on to this body lock because he can still climb on top, and he can still possibly get access to the back. A little bit of foot battle here. So he's getting back up, and he lost the scramble there. That's okay. Right back to guard. That's great. Okay, headquarters position. It's like he might be searching for a leg. He switched to a knee ride, went from headquarters, shifted to the left, and now Oliver has going into a bit of a knee ride. Lachlan again is probably going to switch to a reverse de la Riva. There's the reverse de la Riva position. Lachlan keeps that frame. He went inverted. Oliver backed out. Again, as soon as Oliver steps in, you can see Lachlan always grabs that right hand and scoops the leg up, okay, because that goes to like the knee ride position. He can maintain his position long enough to get the left foot over and go into the false free position. Okay, so right when locking through that inside leg over, you can see Oliver's going to attack the leg, and it's an excellent attack. It's a good injury because you're nice and close, and you're close to your opponent. You're tight, and it's Lachlan's have to start to create space. The reason why that didn't work and kind of failed is because we call it like a short heel or a short leg. If when he fell to it, he didn't have enough of the leg, possibly. That really wasn't locked in with an ankle lock grip. He just had some of the foot, and then you just have to kind of abandon it. See, Oliver is using his left hand to block that outside the top leg. They both know this is kind of the game. Okay, so now we can see, yep, so it went false reap. And then when Oliver goes to pull this off, you can see he's kind of sitting straight up. This is why Lachlan is like looking like he's about to go forward and start to do a wrestle up. And then Oliver recognizes this, pushes him back down. And this bottom leg's doing some work. It's kind of posted on the foot here, on the leg, Oliver's leg here, so that Oliver can't get the pass because, Lachlan's arm is wedged in here. Okay, it's wedged between his and his knee pit. So he can't quite turn that corner with his leg trapped. Again, Lachlan's trying to go over top of everything now, so he went over top of the arm, and now he's going to try to swing it through. So there, now he's in false reap position. He made it. Again, Oliver scoops underneath the leg and is trying to peel the leg off here. Maybe possibly going for a crowbar. That's funny. Go for a crowbar or toe hold or a steamer lock. But he ducked under there and he got out of it by threat of a counter leg attack. Always good to note that you can counter a good counter leg attack can sometimes get you out of positions where you're kind of locked into a position pretty tight. So Oliver just decided to go way over commit here and just kind of step over to avoid that knee false reap position. And now that he overcommitted, you can see now his back exposed. Obviously, Lachlan has that grip on his leg. He's going to wrestle up. There's the wrestle up. Oliver comes driving back forward again. Yep. So man, this is such a pain right here. You can see Oliver's dealing with this. This is it's hard to deal with. That's somebody that's really skilled at it. Because it's always a threat with Lachlan wrestling up. He has that grip. Okay, there's the false reap again. Again, Oliver suspects for the leg. Doesn't quite. Okay, so now, nope. Does, it doesn't. No, he doesn't. And Nicky Ryan looking young there. All right, so we're going back to the same positions. Okay, all this stuff is still kind of knee riding position, pressure passing, countering with a false reap, reverse de la Rivas. This is typical stuff. Okay, Lachlan trying to invert there again. Now he actually got his head through. Now he's out to the backside. Okay, went to a single leg X or Ashigarami position. Looking for a possible sweep. Notice how Lachlan hugs the leg here. He's trying to swivel around the leg. And now he's in double outside Ashi. And of course, Oliver decides to literally jump and go into a counterattack here but it will probably land into a honey hole position or cross position. And technically, given the configuration here, the double outside Ashi is not such a great leg position. I mean, it is a great position if you know how to reset the position. The big thing about the double outside Ashi, which is what Lachlan kind of landed in, is that you expose your back a lot. That's always been the issue. There are ways to get around that, which is like grab an ankle lock when you're in double outside Ashi. So that way they can't really turn the corner and start taking your back completely, just by bending the leg. As long as you hold that ankle lock grip, they can't actually spin it to take the back, or at least it makes it very difficult. Or understand how to invert or overcommit from double outside ashi. Those are like pretty much the three things that are going to be for resetting the position and maintaining the position. If you don't do those things, you're going to end up on your side. They're going to take your back. Okay, so, but what happened here was Oliver, instead of trying to go for the back and defend the position, he actually jumped in and went to a reaping position. So this also gives him a heel hook, potential heel hook or honey hole position. Or I'm sorry, not honey hole position. Not now anymore, at least. It's going to be more into a Z-lock again. But again, he has a short leg here, so he doesn't have enough of the leg yet. Lachlan's really monitoring this leg here so that he just has enough of his knee to keep out. So it's a pretty complex. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now they've separated. It was a good counter because the Z-lock is going to be much more devastating than the double outside ashi in general. Given it also depends on who's doing it, Okay, we got about 3 minutes left. Reset to the center of the ring. Both these guys look pretty tired because they've been moving the whole time. It was interesting. Oliver's playing guard. It's getting really tight. There you go. Like he just already got up on top. And Lachlan kind of got to a straight arm there. He had a straight arm position, and Oliver is trying to jump over Lachlan's legs to avoid that straight arm, and he did. They're going for the head. Didn't do anything. Again, same position. It's like a broken record, like false reap setup. And we could go into a reap now. Now Lachlan is on the inside here. And so now if he can throw this leg over, he could go into a reaping position, go into his own Z-lock. And Oliver steps back. So that's going to get out of the position completely. Okay, so now we're in a bit of a half guard. Lachlan's leg on top. So now look, Lachlan's trying to fish for that underhook and trying to get a bite on the shoulder. Possible straight arm, possibly Aokis and things like this. I'm sorry, not Aokis, Choi bars. Sorry, it's late. All right, same stuff. Look, he's looking for that leg. You see he's always pulling that leg. That leg can be threatened. I mean, we're in a K-guard type of position here. And, it could, Oliver could sit back on this leg pretty quick if he can get an ankle lock grip on it. But, Lachlan's pretty hyper aware of it now. So I'd be curious. I'd be shocked if he actually got it. Passing through. Oh, good. He passed the guard. Okay, so you can see as soon as he passed the guard to get the backside, Lachlan was already up on this shoulder and going to an inversion. This is a good response. Just not staying flat. He's also attacking that leg too. Now he's back to here and he has a shoulder pinch. Lost the shoulder pinch. It's very, very active guard passing and guard play. This is a really good match. A lot of good stuff. Got that underhook. Switch to like a reverse La Hiva. Oliver goes to jump into a knee slice. Again, he picks that leg again, goes for the ankle. Okay, so he's going for a heel hook here. It could work, but Lachlan's already kind of ahead of the spin here. I'm curious to see if he finishes this. But he does have a bite on the heel here, and he does have a reap, but he's kind of lost the knee line. Okay, now that... Oh, no, he got out. And, Lachlan's still keeping this connection here with that De La Hiva type hook. It's a good connection. You can also Berimbolo from there and all that stuff. Ran into the leg lock. Got about a minute left. They both stood back up. Snap down. Lachlan looking at the clock. Goes for a single or a double. Tries to get hold of the head. They roll through. They're going to start them side by side. They might just, might just start them standing. I don't think that was critical for either one. See how they start him here. Yeah, there's no connection to anything. Okay. It's the same position they've been in, so it's fine. Lachlan reaching for the posture there. Okay, now Lachlan's scooping that leg. See how I got the far leg here. So now we're looking into more of like a K-guard type of entry now. He's trying to swing that leg around and start to look for leg entries and even upper body entries. It's tough to do when the guy's really aware of what you want to do. And Oliver has his arm still stuck in there. But remember, he's doing the same thing again here. He's jumping to that, boom. See, so now he has a reaping position. So it would arguably, Oliver has a better position depending. Okay, so now this is different because once Lachlan actually switches the leg to the other side, this is now we're more into like a 50-50 type position. But it's really weird because now Oliver's legs are X'd. So technically he's in a 50-50 position. But he also has a reaping position on this side. So this will be a bit of a race, I would say, because they both have like inside heel hooks now. Doesn't matter because time's over. But cool, pretty cool entry for a counterattack to the double outside ashi. So we'll see. I don't know if there's an overtime here. Let's see. Or if they just declare a winner. Oh, wait. Let's see. I think they're just doing a replay. Yeah. This is all just a replay. Let's see who won here. It looks like... Yeah, I would say that's correct. Just because he was very, tenacious with his passing. He did pass a few times, got takedowns, several takedowns. Had a lot of submission attempps. And to Lachlan's credit, he did as well. But I think Taza just had more. So I think that was a good call. And credits to both these guys. Both these guys are really, really good. So much to learn, even from this. Even though this is what 6 years. Geez, it's like 6 years old now. But yeah, good stuff. We'll do another one here soon. But yeah, all right. Thanks.